Jean, please get out of bed. Diddy and Dixie need your help planning their wedding.
Go away. I don't want to get out of bed.
Come on, Jean. Please get out of bed.
I have to go do something for the Golden Eagles. Diddy, call me when you get her out of bed.
Got it, David. Come on, Jean. Please get out of the bed.
Buzz off, you damn dirty ape. I'm not getting out of bed.
Ugh. Time to call out for the big guns.
Hello, Sonic's the name Sonic's my game.
Seanic, I need your help. Jean isn't getting out of bed.
I figured this would happen. Sonic and I are on our way.
Got it, Seanic.
Jean, please get out of your bed. We know that you're depressed over what happened, but please get out of bed.
Leave me alone, Sonic.
Time to call Laurel and D23 Sonic. Good idea, Sonic. Perfect timing, you two.
I figured you guys needed our help. What's going on?
Jean's been dealing with depression ever since her father's death.
Her father?
That dark gray hedgehog who was the leader of the Guild of the Golden Eagle?
That's Jean's father? Holy shit! I didn't know that till now.
And now, she has depression.
Oh, God. First David has depression, then me, and now Jean. Who's next? If you say it's me and it happens, I will smack you and demote the shit out of you.
Can we be serious here? What do you have in mind to get Jean out of her bed?
How about Jean's favorite superhero movie?
Wonder Woman?
Come on, Jean. I know you want to review this movie. It was your first date with David. Come on out. Finally, we got her out of bed. She is supposed to be out of bed, you blundering idiot.
Now to call David and tell him that Jean is out of bed now. And make sure he doesn't do a bad impression of Professor McGonagall from Harry Potter.
Who's ready to review this movie?
I'm so ready to review this movie.
Sure are we.
Same here.
I'm excited to review this movie since it was me and Jean's first date. Okay, Romeo and Juliet, let's get started. Sonic, if we were Romeo and Juliet, we would both be dead. I'll be drinking poison, and Jean would have stabbed herself with a happy dagger.
Happy dagger? Why a happy dagger?
Don't ask me! That's literally what it says in the play!
Oh, happy dagger, this is thy sheath. There rust, and let me die.
Oh, happy dagger? I wonder if Tyrone would ever say that next time he runs into Tandy in Cloak and Dagger. Jiminy Christmas, Laurel and Hardy. Just get on with it. In present-day Paris, after the ending of Batman v Superman, but before Justice League, Diana Prince receives a photographic plate of Wayne Enterprise of herself and 4 men taken during World War I, promoting her to recall her past.
And here we see that Wonder Woman is the DC equivalent of Captain America the First Avenger.
You Marvel fanboy.
What? Isn't it obvious at this point? A well-known superhero icon fighting in a world war. Except that Wonder Woman didn't freeze herself in the Arctic. But there are male protagonists named Steve. And they have to stop a crazed German scientist from taking over the world with new deadly technology with the assistance of gods. The Tesseract in Captain America, however, was from Odin's treasure room, and Red Skull merely located it somewhere in Norway to power his weapons, before he got transported to the place where Thanos had to push Gamora off a cliff to get the Soul Stone.
How many times are you going to compare this film to Captain America the First Avenger?
As many times as I'd like, Girl Scout.
First off, don't you dare call me a Girl Scout! God, how many times do I have to tell people that I'm not a Girl Scout with this fucking scar? Second, your damn cookies are sitting over in the trash can. Go get them. Will you two shut the fuck up, please?
Shut the fuck up and please don't belong in the same sentence. Very well then, continue.
Thank you. You son of a As
the daughter of Queen Hippolyta, Diana was raised on the hidden island of Themyscira, home to the Amazonian warrior woman created by Zeus to protect mankind. However, Hercules was not involved, but if he was, this movie would have been able to go the distance.
Yeah, that would be nice, though. But as a young girl, Hippolyta shares the Amazonian history with Diana, including how Ares, the god of war— No, David! Kratos is not the actual god of war!
Cry.
Ares became jealous of humanity and orchestrated its destruction. When the other gods attempt to stop him, Ares killed all but Zeus, who used the last of his power to wound Ares and force his retreat. Before dying, Zeus left the Amazons the island and a weapon, the God Killer, to prepare them for Ares' return.
Although she initially forbids Diana to be trained as a warrior, Hippolyta reluctantly agrees to let Antiope, her aunt, train Diana.
Don't you mean Princess Buttercup? Because Robin Wright, who plays Antiope, also played Buttercup in The Princess Bride.
Hello, my name is Laurel the cat. You made a silly reference to the Princess Bride. Prepare to be demoted.
Antiope trains Diana way more harshly than any other warrior. In 1917, Diana, now a young woman played by Gal Gadot, who also played her in Batman v Superman, rescues American pilot Captain Steve Trevor. When his plane crashes off the Themyscirian coast, the island is soon invaded by German soldiers, not part of Hydra, that had been pursuing Trevor. We then get a major fight scene on the beach that gives D-Day a run for its money. The Amazons manage to defeat the Germans, but Antiope sacrifices herself to save Diana.
And now, Wesley will never see his true love Buttercup again. She never even got to say "as you wish" to Diana.
Guys? Where's Jean and Laurel?
I knew this would happen when we came up to that scene. But my question is, why did Laurel leave?
You know how I've been dealing with PTSD after Dimension 23 Shadow did. You know?
Don't remind me. That nightmare still scares me. It also reminds me of when we were all being tortured by the Dark Brotherhood.
Sorry. Anyways, after the whole Dark Brotherhood fiasco she went through, Laurel, well, she,
Oh God, don't tell me.
Yeah, Laurel's now dealing with PTSD just like you, me, Seanic, and Jean.
Why? Why does this happen to the people I care about?
I don't know. I just want everyone that I meet not to have to deal with any kind of mental problems and to just have a happy life, not a miserable life.
But we gotta stay strong. It's all in the past now. Forget it. Because if you spend your time feeling sorry for yourself about what you did in the past, you'll just waste your entire life feeling like a worthless person until you die. How's about we both do this? Find the girls. Sonic and Sonic. Okay. I said Sonic and Sonic, not Sonic and Seanic. Next time. Okay, if you need me, I'm just gonna visit Dimension 23 and steal Eugene's tacos while he's not looking. I bloody heard that! How in the shit did you hear that? I have teleportation magic, duh. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna drink my morning tea. Talk to me when you're done with your movie review. How did you know that we were reviewing a movie right now? Teleportation magic. Every time we ask a question like that, I have to reply with teleportation magic. Okay then, what happens when you put a Twiggy and an Oreo cookie in a blender? Teleportation magic. Wait, that doesn't work. Damn it, Sean! Goodbye! I got Jean, you got Laurel.
Best of luck to you.
Jean, are you doing alright?
I shouldn't have came out of my bed.
Come on, don't say that.
That scene triggered my depression and my PTSD, Sonic.
Well, sorry.
Wrong Sonic, damn it!
Zowie.
I still miss him. I can't believe it happened. I finally got to see him after 3 years. Then I lost him again for good.
But I'm sure he's in a better place now. Same with Professor Pickle. Besides, we picked this movie up for a reason. You definitely need this.
Do I really need this, Sonic?
Yes, you do. You need to be with your friends to support you through this dark time.
I guess.
How's Laurel doing over there?
Working on it! Coming here was a bad idea. Catgirl, you better not start this. It's true! Now I have to deal with the same mental disease as you. First it was depression after that dimensional adventure a year ago, and now this after being assigned to the Guild of the Golden Eagle.
How do you think I feel, Laurel? I got PTSD from that fiasco on Crocodile Isle. And now I have depression from what happened to my...
Oh no. She's having another panic attack.
Jiminy Cricket! There's you go. You're completely safe now.
I don't want to go into labor early, even though I'm pregnant with twins.
What has that got to do with anything? That is completely unrelated to the matter right now.
You're right, Sonic. We got through that whole thing. That's all that matters, Laurel. And we needed this movie night to keep our minds off of it.
Right. Now let's go back inside. I'm kinda getting soaked in the rain. If only my powers let me dry off when I'm wet. And no, I didn't get my powers in a high school chemistry accident. Whoever came up with that must have been drunk.
It's called an alibi, Laurel. You know the Stark internship in Spider-Man Homecoming? It's like that.
I'm getting soaked too. We need to get inside. And can someone help me up? Being 7 months pregnant with twins can be very hard to get back up on my feet.
Hey, can I tell you some secrets into helping with your PTSD? That'd be nice. Also, I've noticed you've been acting strange around David. What makes you say that? Well, you gave him a suspicious look when he arrived, and you practically yelled at us. Are you sure everything's alright between you two? I'm kinda getting this weird feeling that you and him might be going through some kind of showering bond. Everything's fine, Sonic. Okay then.
We kind of need to get back inside now. Could someone help me up, please?
Wingardium Leviosa.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
And here we go with the Harry Potter references again.
Also, D23 Sonic, has something been on your mind when you first got here? You've been looking at me with a worried look on your face.
Huh? What? Nothing. Nothing's up.
Laurel, is something wrong with D23 Sonic? Oh, here we go again!
How am I supposed to know? I've been dealing with this fucking PTSD ever since I returned back from taking down Mephiles again.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
About damn time you got back in here.
Sorry, Sonic. Let's just continue now.
Take it away, Diddy.
Steve is interrogated with the lasso of Hestia, also known as the lasso of truth in the comics, and reveals that a great war is consuming the outside world, and that he is an allied spy.
Kinda like a certain wolf who was a double agent.
Too soon, Sonic.
Zowie. What?
Please don't mention him around me.
Okay.
He has stolen a notebook of the chief chemist, Dr. Isabel Maru, also known as Dr. Poison, who is attempting to engineer a deadlier form of mustard gas under the orders of General Erich Ludendorff from a weapon facility in the Ottoman Empire.
And with this gas, not even Sonic's new set of gas masks will protect anyone.
Damn it!
Believing Ares to be responsible for the war, Dinah arms herself with the God-Killer sword, the lasso of truth, and armor before leaving Themyscira with Steve to locate and stop Ares for good. As they travel to London, they discuss their beliefs regarding sex and relationships.
There they meet up with Etta Candy, who acts as Steve Trevor's secretary. And this is where Diana has to try on normal clothes to act more like a lady in the streets of London. Although nobody would take her seriously if they see her carrying a sword and a shield in the outfit she decided to wear.
Plus, she put her bulletproof bracelets to good use when she and Steve fought off a bunch of German spies before one of them crunched on a cyanide pill. Gee, does that sound familiar at all?
Wait a minute, are you talking about the moment in Captain America the First Avenger where Steve Rogers chased after that Hydra agent after going through that procedure only for Dr. Erskine to kick the bucket and only for the Hydra agent to crunch on a cyanide pill and die?
Exactly. This movie is basically DC's take on Captain America the First Avenger. Just like how Aquaman is the DC take on Black Panther and Thor Ragnarok, and Shazam is like Spider-Man Homecoming in a way.
In London, they deliver Moreau's notebook to the Supreme War Counselor, where Sir Patrick Morgan, played by your very own Professor Lupin, is trying to negotiate an armistice with Germany. Diana translates Moreau's note, seeing that she's multicular after speaking to one of Steve's men in 1,000 languages.
I wonder what that reminds me of. Or arguments in foreign languages? Cecily collect, Seanic. Fang nicht damit an, Sonic. Außerdem sind diese Leute nicht so gut darin, Fremdsprachen zu sprechen wie wir.
Catgirl? What are they saying? Trust me, Sonic, the less you know, the better. Diana translates the note and reveals that the Germans plan to release the deadly gas at the Western Front. Although forbidden by his commander to act, Steve, which secretly funded from Sir Patrick, recruited spy Samir, marksman Charlie, and smuggler Chief to help prevent the gas from being released. The team reaches the front of Belgium, where she sees what the horrors of the war have done to the continent of Europe, and this was after she tried ice cream for the first time. And once they reach the Western Front, we are treated to the most iconic scene in the entire movie.
That's right. That entire scene in No Man's Land is probably one of my absolute favorite moments in all of superhero cinema. And that's saying a lot when you compare it to the Doc Ock train scene in Spider-Man 2, Deadpool with his 12 bullets, the finale of Logan, and pretty much the entirety of Avengers Infinity War. It shows how one woman from a faraway island can kick major ass. I couldn't agree more, Sonic. I wonder how Captain Marvel will be able to pull that off.
Luckily, me and Laurel are planning on reviewing Captain Marvel in the near future.
And of course, you and Laurel are invited to review Avengers 4 with us, and the Sonic the Hedgehog movie with Ben Schwartz and Jim Carrey.
That would be awesome! Count us in! So after that awesome scene in No Man's Land, that excitement doesn't end there. Wonder Woman captures the enemy's trench, allowing the Allied forces to help her liberate the village of Veld. The team briefly celebrates, while Diana and Steve share a kiss, while Steve Rogers never even got a dance with Peggy Carter before he was frozen in ice before she kicked the bucket in Captain America Civil War. I picture me and Eugene kissing during that scene.
I bet my brother from Dimension 23 would picture the same thing with Sonar.
Yep, and the same thing with you and David. What the hell was that? Bad Sonic. What did I do? I didn't say anything stubborn, did I? No, you just mentioned the one person I'm not happy with.
Okay, what is going on here?
It's called none of your business.
Okay, Sally for that.
No, it can't be. What am I even saying? Maybe because I didn't have my fair share of coffee this morning, which a certain Sean Connery hedgehog stole my coffee!
Hi?
Really, Seanic? Really?
What, it was this, you okay?
You're demoted.
Damn it. Well, at least it wasn't a pumpkin spice latte.
God damn it, Seanic!
Next time the Dark Brotherhood of Solaris holds them all hostage, I'm making myself a pumpkin spice latte as I gun down terrorists.
And when you do, make sure you save one for me and for my little sister, Frost.
Thank goodness that I can't drink caffeine when I'm pregnant. Plus, I don't actually like coffee.
And now you're dead to Frost because she loves her Starbucks coffee.
They cry.
The team learns that a gala will be held at the nearby German High Command. Steve and Diana separately infiltrate the party, with Steve intending to locate the gas and destroy it, while Diana intends to kill Ludendorff, or as I like to call him, William Stryker in X-Men Origins Wolverine, believing that he is Ares, and thus killing her will end the war. Steve stops her to avoid jeopardizing his mission, but this allows Ludendorff to unleash the gas on Veld, killing its inhabitants. As if the suicide bombers in Soliana didn't do enough damage already.
Don't bring up the suicide bombers, please.
Yeah, especially don't bring up past events that involve the Dark Brotherhood of Shalarish, because some of us are probably going through a lot at the moment.
Gee, I wonder who. One's going through depression and the other's going through PTSD. And I wish a certain wolf would just fucking leave already. What was that? Nothing.
Is everything alright, Dimension 23 Sonic?
Something's up with Laurel being around David. She doesn't usually act like this around him. Well, besides the time she was starting to deal with depression a year ago, but still.
Do you think she hates him?
I don't think so. Besides, why would Laurel hate her brother?
Maybe he caused her to have PTSD. Maybe they might have arguments where it gets too far to where David starts thinking of
that DC film that ends with Squad and Joker had less screen time?
Yeah, and then he gets brutally tortured to the point where he's left for dead.
Can we not assume anything? Besides, I think a certain wolf is hearing us.
Blaming Steve for intervening, Diana pursues Ludendorff to a base where the gas is being loaded into a bomber aircraft bound for London. Diana fights and kills Ludendorff, but is confused and disillusioned when his death does not stop the war. Sir Patrick then appears and reveals himself as Ares. Oh, Diana. If only there was someone out there who loved you. Or Professor Lupin could be unleashing his werewolf form as he tries to fight Sirius Black. Or Commissioner Gordon in the DC universe. Except that he's played by J.K. Simmons in Justice League, and not Gary Oldman like in the Christopher Nolan Batman films.
David! Sonic!
Oh boy, here we go again. It's alright there, Jean. We're all here for you. If this is what I have to deal with now that I have PTSD, then it's gonna be one hell of a ride for me. I swear to God, that wolf brother of mine is going to perish for giving me this mental disease.
He tells Diana that although he has subtly given humans ideas and inspirations, using Ludendorff and Maru as pawns in the process, it is ultimately their decision to resort to violence, and they are inherently corrupt. However, that's not how Johann Schmidt sought the power of the Tesseract and became the Red Skull in Captain America the First Avenger. Besides, the only gods who appeared in the Marvel Universe were from Asgard, not Greece. When Diana attempts to kill Ares with the God-Killer sword, he destroys it, then reveals Diana to be the God-Killer, as the daughter of Zeus and Hippolyta. He fails to persuade Diana to help him destroy mankind, in order to restore paradise on Earth.
While the two battle, Steve's team destroys Maru's laboratory. Steve hijacks and pilots the bomber carrying the poison to a safe altitude and detonates it, sacrificing himself.
And that's exactly what Steve Rogers did at the end of Captain America the First Avenger, before he wakes up 70 years after World War II ended.
That reminds me of my father. I can't believe that I got to see him again. That I lost him for good. Now I miss him and my mom.
It's okay, Jean. At least you still have me and Sonic and Seanic.
And don't forget me, Dixie, Dimension 23 Sonic, and Laurel.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, but that scene kind of reminded me of my parents too. They've been dead for almost 7 years.
Whatever happened to them?
They were murdered when I was with friends at a high school football game. I don't know who killed them, but one of these days, I would like to find out. But when I find out, it's gonna be so hard on me because before I left my house, that was the last time I saw them alive. I'll never forget coming home and seeing their dead bodies on the ground. It haunted me for a while. I don't want to be haunted by that terrible memory again.
I'm so sorry that happened to you, Laurel. If your parents were still alive today, I would tell them that they raised a very strong, beautiful young lady who would do anything for her friends and family. I know you were there when you met my father, but you didn't know that he was my father, right, Laurel?
No, I didn't know till now. But I have to say, your father was a great leader to the Guild of the Golden Eagles. I remember one time I went into his office and I saw a picture on his desk of you and another woman. I don't know why he had that picture, but now I do. The other woman in that picture was your mother.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the same exact picture that I saw on his office. So, that's what your parents look like. I'm so sorry they're no longer here. Even though they're gone, you have another family here. You have me, Laurel, Diddy, 76 Sonic, Seanic, and David. You're not alone, Gene. You'll never be alone.
Thanks to D23 Sonic. Shall we continue?
We shall. Ares attempts to direct Diana's rage and grief at Steve's death by convincing her to kill Maru, but the memories of her experiences with Steve cause her to realize that humans have good within them. She spares Maru and redirects Ares' lightning into him, killing him for good. Later, the team celebrates the end of the war. Wait, hold on a minute! If Diana killed Ares to end the war, then how come World War II still happened? I mean, they did mention World War II one time in Suicide Squad, meaning that Ares' work wasn't quite finished yet.
If you make another comparison to Captain America, the first Avenger, I'm going to lose it.
Don't you mean go bananas?
Well, no, seeing that I'm not a damn dirty ape.
Oh, son of a...
I thought he was going to say beef brisket or broccoli casserole.
Oh, son of a baked potato!
That too.
Catchphrase thief!
Shut up!
Don't tell me to shut up, alright?
Just zip it, macaroni!
Stop it! You've been acting like this since you and D23 Sonic got here. You're hurting David's feelings. Now I want you to apologize to him.
Sorry for acting like a complete ass towards you since Sonic and I got here.
I know it's hard on you right now, but you'll be fine.
I know.
In the present day, Diana sends an email to Bruce Wayne thanking him for the photographic plate of her and Steve and continues to fight and give on the world's behalf, known as Wonder Woman.
And this eventually leads up to the formation of the Justice League, and how they must all band together to stop the invasion of Steppenwolf, and his mission to find the Mother Boxes, and have his army of parademons take over the planet. And me and Seanic already reviewed Justice League with Tails and Calvin. That's right, we didn't like it as much as we liked Wonder Woman, but it was still a fun time in the movies. But Infinity War was miles better than that.
Totally!
I remember in that review that Calvin burned Eggman with a knockoff joke, and Seanic said something about a kiss from Elise to revive Superman?
I have this rule against slapping girls, but this is the only time I'm ever gonna break it.
Oh, Sonic!
76 Sonic, how dare you!
Like I said, I have a rule against slapping girls, but she brought up a traumatic experience. She even saw Elise's ghost as we obtained the key to get inside the temple of Balthazar the Belligerent.
Who the fuck is Balthazar the Belligerent? Is he a knockoff of Infinite?
More like his ancestor, bro. He was the king of Soliana more than 500 years ago, and he committed mass genocide. But I wasn't actually crying. It's just these fucking pregnancy hormones again. I hate these whacked up hormones.
I know how that feels. What, going through hormones like you do every month? Pervert!
Can I slap him, Laurel?
Go for it. I don't think there's a rule against a girl slapping a guy. Even though I slapped Sonic who knows how many times. I think a little over 2,376 times.
Don't bring up what a girl goes through every month again!
I sometimes hate it when Jean's hormones act up when she's pregnant. She loses it every single time when something happens and comes out of nowhere.
Sorry, sis.
Oh God, did I do it again? I'm so sorry.
Hey, it's okay. I know it's hard for you going through these whacked up hormones while being pregnant, but you'll get through it. You have 2 months left till Nevaeh and Sean are here. You're doing a great job at this, Jean.
Thanks.
While DC hasn't had the best lineup of films in recent history, in the wake of the highly successful Dark Knight trilogy from Christopher Nolan, Wonder Woman is definitely a step in the right direction for DC. Wonder Woman was first introduced in Batman v Superman, but she didn't have a whole lot of screen time. But Wonder Woman is a great way to do a superhero origin story. It might even be the best superhero origin story put together in film since Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Deadpool, Man of Steel, and Batman Begins. And of course, Captain America the First Avenger.
I can definitely see why you guys can't stop comparing Wonder Woman to Captain America the First Avenger. It takes place during one of the 2 world wars, despite the 2 heroes fighting on the Allied side, where they eventually end up in the 21st century to take on more issues. This is indeed the DC version of Captain America the First Avenger.
Let's see how well Aquaman and Shazam do when they're released in the near future.
Shazam! Or are you referring to the app Shazam? No, I was referring to the DC superhero, who is sometimes nicknamed Captain Marvel. Not unlike Carol Danvers in MCU's Captain Marvel, plus Shazam is just a fun way to say it. Shazam!
Okay, Billy Batson, that's enough. The No Man's Land scene is pretty much the highlight of the film. I just love how they shot the scene, and the musical score. It's definitely one of the most exciting scenes DC has ever put to film. And because of this, I'm giving this movie an A rank.
An A rank?
Yeah, like in all those recent Sonic games we've been getting, the highest rank would be the S rank, of course.
Did you just steal David's bucket of drugs recently? Because you're high on them right now. When did you started this?
She and I reviewed Sonic Mania Plush.
Okay. Thanks for letting me and Laurel know, I guess?
I thought we were doing numbers instead of letters.
You guys can do it however you want. Numbers, letters, it doesn't make a difference.
In that case, this is my favorite DC movie, so I'm giving it a 10 out of 10.
I agree with Jean. 10 out of 10.
Instead of a 10 out of 10, I give it a 23 out of 10. And I'm giving this a 76 out of 10.
Oh, I see what you did there, Laurel and bro.
I guess that translates to S ranks all around.
Okay, you know what? I'm done. I'm heading back home. Cat girl?
What's gone into her?
Honestly, I don't know.
I had fun and all, but I just don't want to be in a room with one person I despise so much. You get back here right now!
What did I just witness? A shot I never wanted to see from her.
Is she gonna be okay?
I don't know. Hey, mind telling me what's up?
Does she hate me?
Who?
Laurel, does she hate me? Could I be the one that gave her PTSD?
I don't think so. Besides, I think she's still a bit shaken up after going up against Mephiles and the Dark Brotherhood of Solaris.
But I was a double agent. I was on their side. She saw me as a threat.
You know, I honestly thought the same thing as well. Sure, I was kind of mad at first, but it was for a good reason. I'm sure Laurel will be back to normal within a few weeks.
I hope so.
In the meantime, she and I have been planning a surprise birthday party for 76 Sonic and Seanic. We figured they need something awesome for them after what they've been through. Eugene and Diddy are invited.
Alright, I just hope that nothing goes wrong.
I highly doubt that, David.
Right, because no matter what might happen to the both of us, I just want her to know that we are unbreakable.